Hi, I'm Michelle Werdeman, and I am here to help you navigate your life's next chapter through mind, balance, and wellness living. At every phase of our lives, through marriage, career changes, kids, and retirement, I am there for my clients emotionally to help create a personalized life plan. With my foundational coaching perspective and certified financial planning background, together we can create a plan for you through each chapter of your life. Contact me today through mbwliving.com for your free consultation. Hello and welcome to the Boot Camp for Your Mind podcast. I am your host, Michelle Werdeman, certified life, weight, and career coach, and founder of Mind, Balance, Wellness Living. What is up, my friends? Thank you so much for tuning in today. Full disclosure, I'm a little bit on the giddy side, but I promise I will try to tone things down. And I'm a little bit giddy because, you know what? I had a really good week. I connected with some friends that I hadn't seen in a while, which was really nice. We were outside, we had some lunch, and it was just so good to see people that I hadn't seen in a while. I also had a couple clients really have some major breakthroughs this week, which I always love. And overall, I am so grateful that I'm healthy. My family's healthy, my friends are healthy, and I realize this is not the case for a lot of people out there. So I continue to send my prayers to all of those that may be ill, or they have a family member that's ill, or overall just struggling. We are in crazy, hard times right now, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone. And just know that nobody's alone. We are all in this together. So I had originally planned on having a conversation today about how to get things done and why you aren't taking action. But instead, I want to dive into really one of my favorite topics to coach on, and it's relationships. And it could be a relationship with yourself. It could be a relationship with your kids or your spouse, and anybody for that matter. And relationships is actually, it's the area we're working on in my Tribe Boot Camp course this month. And Tribe is my online coaching platform where each month we focus on a different topic. I share my coaching tools. There's monthly assignments that clients can do at their own pace. But really, it's a way for me to share my coaching with people all around the globe, and as many people as I can, especially in these times of, things are hard, things are crazy, and I love to be able to actually open up my coaching for anybody, really. And it's similar to a gym membership, but it's for your brain. You can do it from your own home, in your sweatpants, from your couch, even in your car. There's no burpees. No push-ups are required, but you're strengthening your mental wellness. So the reason I chose relationships today is because, after talking to so many people are struggling now in their relationships in ways that they might not have before. Their relationships with their kids that they've been homeschooling, their spouses that they have been working from home with for the past 7+ months, parents that maybe they haven't been able to see, or a relationship really with, themselves. And things are different than they were, that's for sure. And while all of these circumstances may be different, the good news is that doesn't mean your relationship has to be different if you don't want it to be. All right, so maybe things look different. You're now spending more time together. Schedules aren't what they used to be. And the little things that might not have been a big deal around the house, all of a sudden are literally mountains to what used to be little molehills 8 months ago. So where we don't know where things continue to go, I just think it's such an important topic to really learn about relationships and how you can use these tools to help strengthen any relationship that you want to. So first off, relationships are really just thoughts we have about another person. So the person or people are circumstances. And when we have thoughts about them, that begins to create a relationship or our feelings about this person. And this is the reason that two people can have a completely different relationship with one another. It's because each person really has their own thoughts about the other person. So, for example, my husband and I have completely different thoughts about a certain actress. I think she's beautiful, she's smart, she's funny, and she's entertaining. And I'm like, who wouldn't want to watch her movies? Well, my husband, for one, he thinks she's loud, not talented, and pretty obnoxious. So he never wants to watch her movies. It's the same person. Nothing's changed, except we just have a different relationship with her because of our thinking. Now, granted, neither one of us has met her in person. She just is this person that I see on TV and think a certain way. And same with my husband, somebody that he prefers not to see on, TV. But another example would be like maybe your best friend has a friend that you don't particularly like and you don't get along with. The only difference is you have different thoughts about the person than your best friend. Maybe a person that you dated or wanted to date, but they just didn't feel the same way about you and it didn't work out. All it is it's the thoughts that you have about one another. There's no, some people think they're not lovable or there's something wrong with them, and it's simply not true. Every one of us is as lovable as the next one. It's just about somebody else's thoughts and what they're choosing to think or what you're choosing to think that creates the relationships. And sometimes when a relationship is struggling, and this would be your own idea of what struggling is, or when something isn't going the way that you want it to go, it's often because we look to what is called, or I'll refer to, is our manuals. And now I'm not talking about your car manual or, the TV manual. Those are boring. I'm talking about the manuals that we have for people, like an instruction guide or expectations that we hold in our minds about how we think somebody else should act. And we don't normally share these manuals with people. And a lot of times, frankly, we don't even know we have them. But I'll give you some examples of, let's see, if my spouse just did this, insert blank, I'd be so much happier. If my kids just cleaned their rooms like I told them, I wouldn't get angry. You should take out the garbage. You should learn how to balance the checkbook. You should tell me how you feel more often. These are just some of the common ones I hear a lot. And of course, having expectations of people can seem justifiable, and that's fine. But it's when we rely on these expectations so that we can feel a certain way, that's what sometimes leads us to unnecessary discomfort. And becoming aware of our manuals, frankly, is the first step. So becoming aware of what your manual is for your significant other, for your kids, for your parents, for your coworkers, whoever. When you can recognize and realize that it's your thoughts about your own manual that you have for these people, you start to take your power back in terms of your feeling. And we all do this, and there's nothing wrong with us for doing this. I can't tell you how many times I've created frustration or anger because I think my husband should have done something or my kids shouldn't be doing something, and it's just normal. But when you can realize that it's not your child, it's not your husband that's creating this frustration or this anger, it's because what you have as an expectation that is not being met. So that's what's causing the anger and the frustration. So as humans, and being adults, we get to do whatever we want to do. And sure, there may be some consequences, but understanding that we cannot control how other people think, how other people feel, or how other people act, and allowing humans to be humans, it's pretty freeing. Like, it really takes a lot of pressure off. And I want you to think about this. Think about the last time you got angry with somebody. Like, why was it? Like, what happened? What did he or she do? Or what did he or she say or not do? And I really want you to take some time and think about, like, okay, do I have a manual for this person? Like, why am I angry? And just look and explore all of the things that you're thinking about that person in that situation, because it kind of can be a little bit eye-opening. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, one that creeps up in our house now more days than ever is the whole remote learning. You know, for the most part, when my kids are home 3 days a week, I'm the one who monitors their schoolwork. Like, I do things my way and the way that I want things to be done on my watch. And I learned a lot about this and the manuals that I had, not only for my kids, but for my kids' teachers back in the spring. And when I found myself getting frustrated, I had to stop, because while I said most of the time, those 3 days, I'm kind of, I don't want to say in control, but I'm the one monitoring the schoolwork. Well, there's been a couple times when my husband has been in charge, and I come home in the afternoon, and most of the time, a lot of schoolwork isn't done. And there my kids are out riding their bikes, having a blast in the cul-de-sac, smiling away. And then my blood starts to immediately boil. And you know why? It's because I have a manual, not only for my husband on how he should have conducted the day, but also for my kids. And that's when I'm like, okay, like, things didn't go my way. Things weren't done the way that I thought that they were going to be done, or how I thought that they should be done. But that's okay. And you know what? Like, I was thinking their work should be done by now. My husband isn't helping the way that he should be. I have to do everything. And you know what those thoughts did? My kids felt great. They were out riding their bikes. My husband didn't care. They were only causing me frustration and anger. And it was because of the manuals that I had for them. Does any of that sound familiar? I'm sure not. Just kidding. So these are all, like I said, thoughts and expectations that we have that make us feel angry. So when you can be aware, stop, take a step back, and realize the reason why you're angry is not because of your kids, or not because of your husband, not because of your coworker. It's because of what you're thinking of. You start to stop blaming others, and you really look within yourself. Like I said, we're each in charge of our own emotions and our thoughts, and nobody else is. So I encourage you this week, if you find yourself getting upset at someone, just stop and look at why. Like, is it because your manual you have for them? And also, the opposite is true too. So, are you really happy with somebody because of the way that they're acting, because you think they should be doing this? Like, are you relying on their actions to make you happy because they're acting a certain way? And again, it's all normal. It's all part of life. We all have manuals for each other. And when you recognize it, it's a load off your chest. It's freeing, because you know that you are in control of how it is that you want to feel. So creating awareness is key. Have a great day, my friends. Cheers, and be well.
Michelle Werdeman is a certified life coach, now offering an online coaching membership to support brain power and mental wellness. It's important to exercise our bodies, but we have to exercise our minds too. Our thoughts are what ultimately create the results in our lives. And becoming aware of our thoughts is what we dive into through her Mind, Brain, and Wellness program. You can start to create your dream life today from the comfort of your own home and at your own pace too. Contact Michelle today at mbwliving.com.